Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WAKcast again. As always, you know who we are. We've been here for quite some time now. This is what we do. And what was our last video?
It was the Game Awards
Game Awards.
nominees.
Right. So our
Where
last
Baldur's Gate
video,
won everything.
we sat down together, we predicted what was going to win each category for Game of the Year. And while we prepared for
Baldur's Gate.
that, slash recorded that, there was a lot of things that happened. The strike was over, so movies started releasing
No, the
all
strike
types
might
of
not be over.
material.
They still have to agree, and they might not be agreeing, dude.
No way, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look good actually.
I mean,
I was so
that's what happened.
But we
happy.
still have some studios who have met demands, like A24. So like some movies are still going to get made.
Hey,
But yeah, the overarching strike, I think, is
speaking of A24, you
looking
guys,
rocky.
if you're listening to this and you're a horror fan and you're like, I wonder what I should get for my friend or significant other who's a horror fan, you got to get them talk to me. Talk to me, A24, best horror film of the year.
Yeah, get
Knocked it
on
out of the
Blu-ray
park.
for Christmas. It's the
Yeah.
perfect stocking
Grimace.
stuffer.
They really have a box set that I want. It's the collector's edition and it comes with the hand. And it has a glow in the
That's
dark,
cool.
like black light marker that you can draw on the hand with, like in the movie.
Ooh.
I want it so bad.
Do
But
it. That's
we're
what I'm
not
You
saying.
here to
collection
talk
for
about
yourself.
horror
Yeah,
films and stuff because, like I said, we got a bunch of crazy stuff going on. And one of those crazy things I thought I would be more excited for, but it turns out I'm not. And that's going to be South Park Snow Day.
Yeah, dude. I saw
yeah.
the trailer for it, and it looks so bad to me.
Yeah, the
Like,
graphics
So
ain't it for me.
at
The
first,
gameplay is
oh, the
like
lights are weird.
I mean,
the
to me,
gameplay
it
is
looks
looking
like
like
very standard.
mid, but
Yeah,
maybe
like
fun for
battle
multiplayer.
royale style gameplay that literally everything is doing nowadays. And I don't know, the graphics, they reminded me of like Simpsons Hit and Run on the PS2. And I'm like, come on, guys, do
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I'm not a
And like,
fan of the choice they made
I
there.
realize like the animation of South Park isn't that like phenomenal. But I feel like a reason that Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole did so good is because they mimicked the show so well. So it's almost like you're playing like a movie, like a
Yeah.
South Park movie. This is not that. This looks like a shitty PS2 game.
Well, they went for the 3D,
Yeah.
and I guess for the MMO aspect, it is interesting to me that they stuck with a story we've already explored, which is
Yeah. That's
the
really
Lord of the Rings
strange.
mockery time, where it's Cartman Wizard against the elves.
Stick of
Yeah.
Truth, round two.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, so honestly not super hype on it. The fact that it is multiplayer though, and I don't know, maybe we get it cheap. I feel like it could be fun.
No, yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
it's a free to play
We'll
game,
see
that's
what
one
people
thing.
say. Maybe we'll get a better look at it during the Game Awards. But
Ooh,
Yeah,
that would,
I do
I
not have
hope
high hopes
so.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I think going with the 3D was bad because it makes the whole game look cheap.
no,
And
yeah,
the
and I
this
mean,
so far to me, it's like I'm not even really sure what the point is. Is it like an
it kind of looks
online
like a cash grab,
fighter?
like to be honest, which
true, there's
sucks.
probably gonna be a lot of like
Which sucks. And
in-game
I mean, it might
purchases of
have a
items
really
and
good story,
cosmetics. Well,
but
we
I'm
know the
probably
story.
not
I
going to
mean, yeah,
experience
they
it.
might have had liberties with it, but
Well, they'll probably create something new and just use that version of the characters because I mean that's the most
yeah,
popular version of them, honestly.
right. And for a video
Everyone
game
loves
setting,
the Grand Wizard Cartman, which is
But
so
I
fucked up to say.
I am sensing a flop here. Like, I do not
I
think it's
think
going to
everyone
go.
is, and
Yeah.
I think it's really going to depend on what the asking price is when it
Yeah.
drops.
And honestly, too, I think this sucks because I know Matt Stone and Trey Parker in the past have talked about like they don't really like doing video games because of how much effort they have to
Yeah,
put into writing them.
it
Because
gets
when they do their show,
crazy.
they write an episode a week. You know, they get it animated, they're
Right,
good
that's
to
30
go. With a game,
minutes
it takes
compared to a
months of writing. You have to
several
think about
hour
what the
experience.
player's going to do. So you need like multiple paths for them to take.
I
And
love the
if this
fact.
flops and they end up losing money on it, then they'll probably never do another South Park game for ever.
Well,
Hey,
I think
that's what
they're
people said
under
about Lord of the Rings.
contract. I think they're under contract to do one more after this one too. But
Well,
it's
maybe
just
hopefully they go back to the old games.
it's also Ubisoft,
I mean,
which
They haven't
I
been the
mean,
greatest recently.
yeah,
no,
that's iffy.
and the worst part is they're not dropping shit. They're just constantly dropping mediocre stuff like
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
like I think what's scary is I think their best game that they put out recently was Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
And even
Mirage
that,
seemed to
yeah.
do
Mirage.
like
And I
well,
mean Mirage like was
right?
pretty. It was really pretty, but then when you start to like there's nothing to do in that game. Like
It
it's
was
so
very
shallow.
repetitive.
It's so
I will
shallow.
say that they learned from their lesson of like the past four games they've had the villain tree where it's like, oh, you kill this person, you find out information about this, you kill the leader, then you find out about the head villain, like that crazy. But in this and Mirage, they don't leave you high and dry, being like, go to the southeastern part of the map and find this. Now they're like, okay, here's a waypoint. You kind of just look in this small general area and you'll find what you're looking for.
No, yeah. But
So
I
it's
mean
like,
even
okay.
just like interactions with the world in that game, like there's nothing there.
Yeah, the all the civilians are true to form NPCs. It feels like
Like
I barely talk to
it's just such a
anybody.
it just doesn't feel like they put that much effort into it. And like I said, it's pretty, it looks great, but it's like once you're in it, it's like being in a fake grocery store. And it's like the
Yeah,
grocery stores in North Korea. It's like they look great from the outside, and you walk in, you're like, "Yo, that's not even real milk."
yeah.
It's just bad.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I still
and
haven't
like you
played it,
can't be
but
doing that nowadays. Not when people are putting out. Not when Square Enix is putting out Final Fantasy 16. Not when Larian is putting out Baldur's Gate 3. Man. Not when Insomniac is putting out Spider-Man 2,
I'm
which is
telling.
still
oh my
catching
god.
shit. Which is a phenomenal game that's still catching shit for how much lack of effort they put in because of its length. And that's the only
Oh,
thing that's wrong with
I've
it.
seen so many people already that's comments have been along the line of like, so it's been long enough. Can we admit that the first game was way better? And I'm like,
It
Mm,
was.
I don't know. I
I
wouldn't say
don't know.
way
I
better.
think the first game's story was better, but
The
this
first
game
game, the
was
story
more
was better. They put more
expansive.
effort into it. They put more care into just every single detail, down to the warning label on the mixing bowl in the feast center that they put a little troll message on there. They didn't put that level of care into the second.
Yeah.
Still a great
Some
game,
of it was there, like
It's
on the
yeah, it's
tag
still
of like
fire.
Miles's
you know.
costume.
But then, like, you've got
You can
Ubisoft, which is
zoom
a
in on
AAA
that and
company
see
over
like
Yeah.
there,
if
putting
it's a
out a game
complete.
like Mirage, and it's just like you cannot be doing that nowadays, man. It's so clear that you are just a bunch of CEOs cracking the whip on your employees, saying, "Put this out, put this out."
And that's
And
unfortunately
Yo,
the
well,
company behind South Park.
yeah, and speaking of Ubisoft too, we might as well throw in the teasers of potential leaks or linked in uh somethings for Borderlands 4 and Tiny Tina
Oh
2.
yeah.
There
So
were
yeah,
like
there was an
LinkedIn
internet
accounts
leak.
found or something.
Yeah.
wait, that's not Ubisoft though.
Oh, that's not Ubisoft,
No,
but
that's
still, that's
Gearbox,
Gearbox.
ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that happened. There was a
I'll
supposedly
always have faith in Borderlands.
that
To be
that
honest, people
Borderlands
tell
4
me.
and Tiny Tina 2 were being made,
I
which is
loved Wonderlands. I
wild.
do think that when they were developed. I see this problem, I think, with a lot of games is like they're developing this game. They're like, it's going to be so awesome and we're going to do all this stuff. And then they like finish it. And then they're like, it's only 16 hours of gameplay. We fucked up. And then they have to
We
like
did too
add
much.
more really quick.
They had to throw the DLC in it.
Yeah. So they have to throw in their planned DLC as like a part of the game. And then like when it's time for DLC, all the fans are like, where is it? And they're like, oh, because we already got it.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
do
I
it.
liked Tiny Tina's. I like Borderlands 3 too. Like maybe I just wasn't caring about the writing as much, and I haven't replayed it, so
My thing,
maybe I would notice more this
people can
time.
come
But
at me all day. I really enjoyed Borderlands 3. One, the mechanics were great. Gameplay wise, I thought it was a lot better.
yeah,
Um, and is the writing, it's, I feel like it's not that the writing is that bad. It's just they did such a good job with Handsome Jack that it's hard to live up to Handsome Jack. You know,
well,
it's like
That's
yeah,
fair.
doing, it's like doing,
that's
it's
true.
like
I
if
always
in the
forget
first
about the
Spider-Man
twins.
game, your main villain was the Green Goblin. Like nothing they do is gonna be better than that afterwards.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do
Yeah.
forget about the twins. The twins did have some like mediocre writing, and they were a little cringe. But like besides that, outside of them, the
That's
game
the
was
thing, though.
fun.
I feel like that's what they were supposed to be. Like they were supposed to mimic cringy ass streamer content creators, and to me, they filled that role. And I hated them,
Yeah.
which they are the main villain, so I'm supposed
Who
to.
knows?
But yeah, so we might be hearing about Borderlands 4 or Tiny
Yeah.
Tina's 2 soon. Probably not soon. Maybe next year sometime, but
Yeah,
No, probably
probably
not soon at
next
all. We might
year.
get a teaser for it soon. And hey, maybe that Borderlands movie will release.
Yeah, it's supposed to release in, I think, next summer if we're lucky.
we'll see.
But yeah, crazy enough, speaking of things that haven't released for fucking ever, Rockstar just kind of tickled everyone's
Yo,
nutsack not
the
too long
announcement
ago.
of the balls on this game company, dude. They announced an announcement.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the biggest thing is they're going to either show us enough to get us talking, or they're going to show us a small teaser trailer for GTA 6, and that's supposed to come next month.
I guarantee. I feel like here's what I think they're gonna do. Right. I
Mhm.
think that the Rockstar representative is going to come on stage, right? He's going to have Rockstar on his shirt, so everyone's like,
I
or it
am
might
a
just be a
fan of
hat, like he's
Rockstar
got like a
though,
ball
yeah.
cap with Rockstar on it, and everyone's like, oh my god!
Oh my
And then it's
god.
going to show a city, GTA 6, and like that's all it's going to be. I feel like that's literally all it's going to be, and people are
He's
going to
gonna
lose their
he's
fucking
gonna
mind.
pull up his shirt and he has the new GTA 6 logo tattooed on his back, and
Tattooed
we're
on
gonna
his
be like,
back.
ah.
I
Now
don't know. So
Rockstar
I kind
is
of feel like we're gonna get something bigger than that. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a cut scene or like the opening,
the
You
thing
not
know
the
is
they've
though,
got
opening, but
it.
like
You know
the
they've
whole like
got it.
Rockstar is like one of the
even the
last
loading menu.
tip top AAA companies that like still is makes bangers. Granted, they haven't made a game in like a decade, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
still
ooh, is it? It is getting to that point, right? When was Red Dead 2?
their last one was Red
15?
Dead 2, I believe, and then
No, that
they've
was
been
in
writing
18.
the
So they
GTA
haven't
Yeah.
been.
5
It's
I
been
online
think
like
that was
5 years though.
18.
Yeah, it's been half a decade.
half a decade. Still, it's been a pretty long time since they've released a game,
Yeah,
but
we've gotten 2
Red
God of
Dead
Wars
2,
in that
bruh,
time.
that hit the world on
Yeah.
multiple generations.
It'll be
Anytime
forever.
Rockstar drops a game, I mean, GT, of course, Grand Theft Auto, people still talking about. There's the Red Dead Redemption series, people are still talking about. There's Bully. People have been demanding a Bully remaster.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever
So
will.
long.
Maybe when GTA 6 gets off the ground. Like I could see. But yeah.
Like Rockstar, I really feel like, I mean, I just feel like they've made so much money off of GTA Online that I just think that GTA 6 is gonna be a phenomenal game. I
Oh
have
yeah.
full faith that it's
They're
going to be a banger. But I also Rockstar's super tight lipped. They're like one of those like they rarely have leaks come out, and when
Well, I
there is a
know.
leak, it's their fault. You know, like they leaked it, they leaked their own stuff, and then when somebody does actually manage to get into their company and like leak their stuff, that person like disappears. Like they come after them.
That's the craziest thing about that recent incident that went down is they actually sued the guy, took him to court, and then found out he was unfit to face trial, so he
Right.
faced no punishment. And
Yeah, they
it's
just had to
like,
eat that.
damn, they were pissed and they lost that battle, unfortunately.
That being said, it was just a drop in the water of their
I mean,
well.
yeah, they're a big company. Like, whatever. Fuck it.
I mean, there is
Give us
also
the
a
leaks, bro. Don't worry
very
about it.
large chance that they will, like I said, show like a teaser trailer, but that release date, watch them be like coming 2025 or some crazy shit.
That's
I would be so
true.
sad.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would
People
be so sad.
are they wanted this, but then they're gonna get that release date and they're gonna be pissed
Releasing
about it. It's gonna be like, well, we
2036.
could have just not showed you anything, and you could have fucking
Yeah. You
Like
guys
not known.
forced our
it's
hand.
not even gonna have a release date. It's just gonna say will drop GTA 6 when Across the Spider Verse comes out. And
Oh,
I'd be like, no.
Bro,
they pull a Todd Howard and
what a double
Bethesda.
feature, dude. Nobody's working that day. You gotta go see Spider Verse and then go home and play GTA 6.
They talking about, I think it was recently, Bethesda was saying that they weren't even ready to even announce that they were working on Elder Scrolls 6, but the fans forced them to announce it at that Game Awards or whatever when they
That's
Yeah.
showed the
tragic.
title card.
Well, I feel like it was just one of those things where like we know they're working on it, you know, like it's their baby.
Yeah.
It made their company. Like they're not gonna forget about Elder Scrolls.
No.
But
Yeah.
also, I mean, these people like this is their career. They don't want to do the same stuff over and over again.
It honestly it literally just happened days ago. This is insane. But Ned Luke, who plays Michael in GTA 5, they asked him on social media if he had anything to do with 6. And he was basically saying like he can't officially say anything about it because he's under contract or some shit. But then I don't know if that's the reason why it happened, but he was live streaming GTA 5 the other night and somebody just swatted his fucking house. Called 911, had the SWAT team sent to the guy who voice acts Michael's house
Damn, that's
in the
fucked
middle
up.
of a stream. Yeah, like, come
How did
on,
he
bro.
how'd they get his address?
I don't know, but it's the
People be
same thing
crazy,
that
man.
that Stephen Ogg said, who plays Trevor. He's like, the scariest thing about it is people don't realize that it's a fucking character. He's like he's it literally he'll tell you like I'm not a crazy mean
No,
asshole.
yeah.
I'm a quiet
I
nice
actually,
guy.
the
You
dude that
like
plays Trevor, I
it's
recognize.
weird.
I've seen him in other stuff.
He's in Better Call Saul and Walking Dead,
No,
all kinds
yeah.
of shit.
Granted, he does usually play like a crazy angry guy. So I mean, he does that
Yeah,
really
and he
well.
Yeah.
from what I understand, he's not a huge fan of it.
Well, no, I mean the
Like
thing
I mean,
is
yeah,
like
you just
usually
get
people that play
typecast and
crazy or mean really well, they're like the opposite. Like look at Elijah Wood. That
yeah.
dude plays crazy so well, but
well, he
he's
might
like a
just
normal
be a
guy.
little crazy.
Only a
He's
little bit.
He's
probably
a
a
little
little crazy
crazy.
in the best
Yeah.
way.
So I mean that's crazy. I think right
I
now
feel like
But yeah, we're about
he's
to get
the only thing we really know right now is that it's all but basic like confirmed from Rockstar that it appears to be a girl and a guy as the main characters and it's a
sweet.
Bonnie and Clyde style
Yo,
story.
it's honestly about
ooh,
time.
that's cool. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Honestly, now that you say that,
I didn't know we had that for
I
Yeah.
GTA.
would love for Rockstar to tackle
Oh, let's
that
go.
like 1920s gangster territory, like what was it, Prohibition?
Yeah, it might be set in
That'd be
current
cool.
it might be set
Oh,
in
They'd be
current day
restricted on cars
about
though.
two
also,
people rising to the top through crime. but it would be cool if they did
Yeah, I feel
another
like
like
they
LA
would.
noir style
No, yeah, which
piece.
was another banger that Rockstar released was LA Noir.
Yeah,
That's true. I
give
mean, if
me
they did
LA
that, there
noir
are
too.
some fancy cars, but like, I feel like they have to do it
Well,
today.
I
So they
still
can
want
just put in
GTA
all the
'Bro.
6 to be
ridiculous
modern. Like,
cars.
I feel like I'm always going to want GTA to be like closer to the modern day. I would just love like them to do a different game series where I'm rocking a Tommy gun the entire
Just
time.
do another mob. Yeah.
That ends up being the whole reveal. They're like, "Oh, you thought we were here for GTA 6? No, we're
Nah.
here for LA Noir 2." And
Oh,
just like
dude.
it piss
I would
everybody
love
off.
that. Like,
No,
low
I
That would
think
be
key.
I think
funny.
I
people
would be
would.
so hype.
A majority of people would be really hyped about that.
Yeah, we're setting it 10
No.
years after the
Granted,
first one. You're a brand new character. Let's
the
go.
audience might burn the stage down that night for not
Mhm.
getting GTA 6, but I would love that.
Yeah, so there's been some theories because GTA has done some time hops. It'll most likely either be modern or from what some people have leaked, one of the loading screens is an old school like 90s Ferrari. So
Oh,
people
okay.
think it could be set in the 90s and we kind of know we're going back to Liberty City. And that's
Ooh.
I hope
this
it's
is
like
what's crazy.
massive though. Like I
When the
hope it's
Yeah,
like
map
like a way
when
Manhattan
the
expanded.
map
times
leaked,
Liberty
which
City.
I may be able to get a picture of the map leak that was deleted like immediately. The thing showed that because we already knew you can get on an airplane and fly to
Right.
the other
Right.
city.
You're in the center. Frame it with your hands.
So you essentially, if this is correct, you would be able to get on a plane and go from Liberty City to Vice City to Los Santos. And you would just jump back and forth between it. Basically, would be the GTA game that brought all the cities together finally. And I'm okay with
That
that.
Oh,
would
like
be
a
That would be
hype,
plane
cool.
bro. That
situation.
would be hype.
Yeah, that would be
Okay,
sick.
kind of like what San Andreas was
Well, if that's the
without the
Yeah,
situation, then
bridges.
they're definitely coming back. Then
because
the other
now
characters are definitely gonna be in it.
there's a mechanic in
If you go to Los Angeles, you're
GTA
gonna have a side
Online
mission with them.
where you can just fly to Cairo Perico now and you can just hang out. So it's like they've already implemented the mechanic of flying to a new
Yo,
map, you
I
know?
saw
what if
that.
we've all just been talking shit about them using getting money off of GTA Online for so long, but really it was just a massive testing ground so they could just plot and scheme
Nah,
for
if they
GTA
take
6.
No,
this,
no, that's just corporate greed.
I was gonna say, if they take all of that money and they're like, see, you people hated us, but we took the profit from GTA Online and GTA 6 is literally gonna be the biggest game ever made, I would be like, okay.
Nah. What if they straight
Like
hit you with it's gonna be
We'll see, bro.
350 gigabytes to download?
we had a
Bruh.
budget and we needed to keep milking
It's gonna
GTA
come with an
Online to
SSD
cover that
card. It's
budget.
$200 pre-order.
Yeah, the Jaden Williams skit that he just dropped, which I'll probably show a clip right now for like quiet. It's so good. So good. If you
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen
the
that,
GTA.
go
Yeah.
look at that because it's basically exactly how I think. He's just gonna be like, look, it's coming out 2028. And you know what? You're gonna pay 100. Matter
100.
of fact, you're gonna pay 150. No matter what I
Why not?
say,
Yeah.
200. And you're
Man,
gonna have to pay $50 a month for the
Mo-
rest of your
every
life.
waking month just to play.
Like,
You're gonna have to pay for every single song you hear. I made that up just now.
yeah, just now. He said,
Nah,
I
yeah.
could tell you when
Everybody
you
should
buy this
support
game, you're
Jaden
gonna die.
Williams
And you'd still
always.
buy
He's
it.
a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah. Which he also he's been picking up a lot of steam recently because
With his
he did something that no one thought of,
streams.
man. He's just immersive driving as your dad on YouTube. And I watch it in the background all the time because it's so good.
I'll have to
It's
put some of
so
that on.
good,
Yeah, I've been
dude.
seeing a lot of clips of his streams.
He's so
Seems good.
immersed. Like everything he does, bam, everything
Yeah.
flies off. He's so good. But yeah, like it's insane. Which, like I said, if they take all that money and they make GTA 6 the biggest, the best, the craziest, most expansive game, you give us GTA Online 2 or whatever you want, that's fine. I'll be like, okay, I talk shit about y'all being greedy, but you
I
kind of
mean, we'll
returned
see.
it.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely
But
Brent
definitely
see.
has it
excited
down.
for the announcement.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to show. It could be just character models or something, but I'm excited to see
Could
it.
just be an intro
I'm
card. Like,
telling you, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally they're gonna show they're gonna show Liberty City. That's what it's gonna be. They're gonna show Liberty City, and then they're gonna be like GTA, and then there's gonna be a
2025.
pause, and then we're gonna watch six get written across the screen in Roman numerals. And everyone's gonna be like,
And then they'll
and
straight up hit
that's gonna
summer
be it.
gonna say
summer
2025.
2024 and
No, they're
everyone
gonna
will
be
be
like,
like, ah, it's
if they
like
say summer
If they
2024,
say
that'll be awesome.
24, if they say any date next year, people will be hype. I think
yeah,
any day after next
it'll
year,
go
it's gonna be
bonkers.
they're gonna be less hype.
It'll be bonkers. But that'll be really funny because now we get to move into something that I'm not so excited about. And this is a big long discussion that I've actually thought about recently. This is like basically why I wanted to sit here and record, is so I had someone to bitch about this too. And look, Sony, if you ever if anyone Sony wise happens to listen to this, why the fuck do you keep making Spider-Man movies that don't have Spider-Man in them? What is the point? Why do you
Oh my
keep
god,
taking
dude.
characters that are villains, making them
For our audience,
heroes?
we're talking about the new Madame Webb movie that's coming
Yeah.
out.
Sony has dropped this trailer for one of the most abysmal things I think I've ever seen, which
I
is
don't know if it
sad.
looks that bad. It looks
I
shitty.
wouldn't
Don't get
say it
me
looks
wrong.
that bad.
It
There's
No,
looks like a
aspects, but
CW
the
drama,
thing to
soap
me
opera kind of
is,
show.
and I'm gonna show I'm gonna
TV.
show my evidence on this screen. The thing to me is the suits look so fake, and a lot of the action in the trailer, like when she catches that flying metal piece, it doesn't look real. It's so weird, and like
It
I don't
doesn't.
like the way it looks, but
And like, unless you're counting animated movies,
yeah,
this being the first appearance for a lot of these characters on screen.
it's
So Spider
strange.
Woman, Spider Girl, and Spider Girl. It's just
It's
which
strange.
is dope. It's cool getting all these
no,
other
it's
spider
cool,
people.
but
Like the
like
content looks fine. It just like yeah, the
the writing looks
stylization
poor.
and the writing
It
don't look the
looks like,
best.
and I usually hate it when people say things along the lines of what I'm about to say, but it
Oh
looks
no.
like it's something trying to push like a woke agenda,
No.
which I hate it when people say that.
Oh no.
I really do.
Fuck
I
I
that.
don't
really do.
I don't
I
think
But
don't
it's
think
like
it's
this,
that.
like
yeah.
exemplifies that. I'm like, all right. So like, if they do it to this movie, I'll be like, oh, they kind of have a point. But it's not out
Yeah.
yet, so I don't know that for sure. But it does very much. It looks like. Did anyone ever watch Gotham Knights, the TV show?
No.
Mm-mm.
It
Literally no
looks
one.
like that to
You
me.
cannot ask one person on this planet if they've seen that show
Definitely not
and they
our
will
audience. I
admittedly
highly
say
doubt it.
yes. Like,
It doesn't look
bro,
good. It looks like it's got poor
that's
writing.
what
It
this
looks like
is.
the
This is the
budget,
CW Gotham Knights of the Sonyverse.
yeah,
And it's a
and
big
it's like
budget film.
the budget clearly wasn't enough for what they wanted to portray. So the CGI that they're using isn't to the standard that us viewers are used to, and it definitely shows.
Well, I
And either they're going to have
also
to put in a couple million more to up the ante, or it's not going to look good.
I
It's
hate
not
when
going to
they
sound good.
I hate when
And
they take
Ezekiel Thomas never had a Spider-Man suit,
Ezekiel Sims. That's my
Ezekiel
biggest
Sims,
thing.
yeah.
I
I
hate
messed his
that they
name up. Cut
took
that.
Ezekiel Sims and made him this like
Anti Spider-Man,
cosplay looking reverse Spider-Man suit. Like
reverse
it's
Spider-Man.
so fucking weird. And
I mean,
it,
I
like,
thought it
right?
was cool. As someone who's not
And then
as
what
familiar with
gets
him in the
me is like
comics, I thought it looked pretty cool.
well,
what
I
gets
But if
think
me
people,
about the whole thing
yeah,
is I feel like Ezekiel Sims is clearly supposed to be Moreland, but they just didn't have the balls to bring in Moreland.
yeah, he's
I
here
was
just
wondering
offing
that.
spider totems.
I
Like,
did,
that's
yeah,
super
I did get
weird.
that vibe that he was like kind of a Moreland,
Because
but
that's literally what he does. He goes through the multiverse
yeah,
and kills off spider totems.
is
His whole
that not
family
what
feeds
Ezekiel
on them.
Sims does?
No.
Not Ezekiel Sims.
Oh, okay.
Moreland,
Yeah.
the
No, I know
Moreland.
vampire.
Moreland. What does Ezekiel Sims
They
do?
just Ezekiel Sims is one of the original people to have spider powers, and he was kind of a shithead until he met Peter. And
No,
then
yeah,
he
and
was like,
also
Peter's
Madame
a
Webb
cool guy.
is
Like, I want
also
to be a
kind of a
hero.
shithead.
So
Like
this
she's
is
one of those
well,
like ethereal, like I know how the universe
it'll
is
probably
working.
end with this not being a real timeline. You know, it'll probably
No,
just be
yeah,
an off-branch timeline that has nothing to do with
That's the
anything
big
that's
thing.
happened so far.
Here we go, fellas. So the Marvels came out, right? And it's an okay, fine movie. And they were hyping it up in all the trailers, like, you won't believe what we're going to do next, and you won't want to miss what happens next. It turns out all that happens is really the big, like, oh, this is cool for the future of MCU. It's literally they just found a way to break the barrier between our universe and another universe that was close to ours. And the after credit scene is revealed that that universe is the X-Men universe, and Kelsey Grammer is back as Beast. And they basically are using that to explain that there are certain things or people like Kamala who can break dimensions and bring in other people from different dimensions. So we got
Okay,
the X-Men first. And the big theory is that everything they're doing is leading up to Avengers Kang Dynasty, which
right.
kind of makes sense because all the multiverse Kangs are
yeah.
coming to fight the new Avengers. So this movie
And Deadpool probably, dude. I
we
see this
have,
tying into
and
Deadpool.
Deadpool because of the
Well,
TVA
it makes sense with the
Loki
Wolverine
tie-in.
crossover now.
Yeah, because we had that discussion. Basically, the Deadpool 3 plot is that, like, Deadpool fucked with time in the second one, so now the
Yeah,
TVA from
time
Loki are
cops.
coming after him. And
Yeah,
that's where
makes
everything's
sense.
gonna. The big thing is that you're gonna find out that the TVA is taking people like Wolverine and Deadpool from different realities, and they're kidnapping them in hopes of using them to protect time itself. So they're building a team to
Stop
fight
fucking with
Kang.
time. So it's
So
just a movie of time cops.
it makes
Time
sense
cops.
that all of
Time
these
cop.
different characters will now
Deadpool,
be
time cops.
Jewelry
involved.
cop.
The X-Men will be involved, but now we know from credible sources, which is the same guy who gave us all the approved No Way Home leaks that turned out to be true. This guy says that the after credit scene for Madame Webb is Toby in, like, basically indoctrinating the girls into its spider team that are going to be used to fight in Avengers Secret Wars and Kang
So
Dynasty,
like,
I'm
a
here's
down.
my thing.
multiversal team.
I'm down with that.
Because
They've got it.
they're saying Toby's the best of all three Spider-Mans. That's
Well, that
what.
They
makes
gotta
sense,
stop.
dude. Toby
Low
seeing
key, like
Andrew and
they
Tom being
have
like,
got
I
to
can't do this
stop with
on my
these
own. I
movies.
gotta get a team together. I can't physically, or I
All
can't
right.
keep up with these lads, dude. I need to get all the other spider people. Don't wait, so Toby Maguire is gonna be Miguel. He's the
Yeah,
Miguel of the
it's a canon
Miles verse.
event.
So like my
Yeah,
thing is like they have got to chill. Just Marvel Universe MCU live action has to chill. There's too much going on.
they know it now.
Like I even so
They're
everyone
setting up
knows
a
those
lot.
like kind of old people. They're like a little bit younger than boomers and they like love action movies. They loved all the Fast and Furious movies and I mean all of them. All right,
Mission
they like
Impossibles.
them because they're simple.
Yeah.
Even they are done with the superhero movies right now. And, and
Yeah.
that's remarkable. When you have that crowd, like it's just too much. then you gotta chill. Like
Yeah. Well, they're gonna keep doing too
superhero
much to
fatigue.
keep up with the
Yeah.
first phase or first 5 phases or however many it was, because
Well,
that
like
was
their viewership
so
and their
big.
writing has constantly declined since
No,
Endgame,
that's the biggest thing.
and
Is
they
like
know.
I feel like they've
Yeah.
bitten off more than they can chew. Their quality isn't the same as what it used to be. And at this point, I feel like I'd be more excited about a Frozone movie from The Incredibles than a Spider-Man movie. And Spider-Man's my favorite superhero of all time.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I feel that.
that's what's really sad about this Madame Web movie, and I think the biggest complaint is that it just looks under budget. But what I am seeing people are kind of cool with is that like the suits, especially Sydney Sweeney's black and white suit,
That is
that
cool.
shit looks good.
I
Like
have that
I'm
poster.
not gonna lie, that it looks pretty solid.
That
Yeah,
one.
that's the suit she'll
Nice.
be wearing. It actually has the white spider in the trailer. Like it looks really good.
I am excited for all these different spider people. Like, I feel like there could be some
Yeah.
good in this.
No, yeah, and I mean, of course, I would love it if they actually went full scale Spider Verse, but I feel like I'd prefer it in Across the Spider Verse because they've kind of killed it. Which I did want to bring this up. I recently watched Into the Spider Verse again,
Ooh,
and I think that wait, what was the second one?
across the Spider Verse.
Across.
Oh, and the third one's supposed to be Beyond the Spider Verse.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's where I've been messing up. But yeah, so I recently watched Into the Spider Verse again, and Into the Spider Verse is way better than Across the Spider Verse. Like
The first
just
one?
yeah, like the writing, the
It's
jokes,
insane.
the
Yeah.
musical design, like every detail to it is like almost perfect. And then Across is just like it's great, but
Did you see the storyboard that they posted? They
no.
posted an actual storyboard from
From
Beyond the
Beyond? Oh, I did
Spider-Verse.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Miles and Gwen looking at the kaiju spot that's taller than the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Oh
So it's
yes, I
like,
did see
holy
that.
shit, that might be a thing.
That would be cool. And
Whew.
now someone did point out to me, like, it was my wife. She said, "Well, I mean, across Into the Spider Verse was like a fully realized story, and Across the
Yeah.
Spider Verse was not." And I was like, that could be playing a factor. Like,
Right. It's a part
I
one.
didn't really get a conclusion in
Yeah.
Across, so that might be a thing. Because I don't think it was bad. I'm not saying that. I thought it was a great movie. It's just after rewatching the first one and like just even listening to it, I was like, this is just a much better made movie.
I feel like your critiques are just the same for these movies as they are for the Spider-Man games.
I mean,
Yeah,
I could see that the first one is
Yeah.
better than the second
I
one.
saw someone
I'll have
make
to
a
rewatch
metaphor
them.
for the games, and they were like, imagine like a really great tasting 2 layer cake, and that's the first Spider-Man, right? And
Yeah.
then imagine a single layer cake that tastes about as good, but it's only a single layer and it's a little cheaper. And that's Miles Morales. Now imagine an even smaller cake that's the best tasting cake of all, but it's more expensive than the double layer cake. That's Spider Man 2.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, whatever Sony's up to with this little Spider-Verse live action thing, stop it. I mean, at least strike a deal with
Well, we'll see.
Marvel.
We'll see what happens. But yeah,
Yeah.
The
If
thing is,
now
too, is
if
like
Toby
sadly, like
shows
I
up,
can't say I don't want it. It's just they're not doing a good job.
if Toby shows up, that's fine. I'll be happy with that just to see him again show up, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But another huge thing that happened, which if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you knew about the Combat Pack, which has such an insane lineup. And they finally have started dropping pieces of that Combat Pack. And the first two were Omni Man and Trimmer as the cameo. Now, I gotta
Yum.
say, as somebody who plays the shit out of MK1 right now, That is the perfect team. Like Trimmer and Omni Man,
Yeah,
nasty as hell.
I've been seeing a lot of cool videos of
I
them.
could
I
see
Yeah,
haven't
why
given
it
a
they
lot of
seems
time
dropped.
very
into it
cheap to me from what I've
recently,
seen.
but
Like Omni Man seems like
Omni
the
Man
most
is
annoying motherfucker to play.
insane. Yeah. Once you get good at like stringing stuff with him, it's just insane. I've gotten to the point where all of he's level 20, so I have the invincible colors, I have invincible's gloves and shit, and I have all the fatalities and brutalities, and I've
Yeah,
memorized
I
them
do really
like
like
it's
damn,
Omni
man,
Man's
crazy.
that's how you
fatalities.
gotta play
They're
the game, man.
no, yeah, all of Omni Man's fatalities are references
Yeah, which is
to
cool.
brutal scenes that he
Yeah,
had in the TV
the
show. So
best
that's really cool.
kills
And I
for the
always love
best
NetherRealms. They
attacks.
always put in their research
That's
Yeah,
what's
and
really
try to do the best to represent their characters.
that's
yeah, I
what's
gotta get my
really
time in.
depressing to me is that I had so much fun maxing out Omni Man that I really want them to drop Homelander. But unfortunately, we now know that Homelander won't be coming until spring of next year. And basically, their whole plot here is to drop a new character and cameo each month leading up to the end of next year to keep people interested in the game. So I'm
Which they
already
don't really
sad.
need to do. I mean, they haven't even got the tournaments going yet. You know they're
Exactly. Like
Not.
the people who are gonna stay interested are gonna stay interested
I
regardless.
do appreciate, I will say, after doing season one, which was Season of the Spectre, I was like, okay, I want season two to be Season of Frost because I think a
It would have made
Frost
sense, yeah.
version of all those characters would be
Well, instead
fire.
we got hell.
They didn't do it. They did Natara's Season of Blood, which is whack.
Yeah,
But
blood.
once you
not
complete,
Natara. She's
yeah,
the worst
I think that's
voice.
why they did her first.
once you
They got to get her out of the
complete
way.
invasion mode, they actually give you a teaser for next season, and it's Season of Frost. And I'm
Oh,
so
okay, nice.
excited. That
Yeah,
shit's
I'll
gonna
have
be
to finish
fire.
that too.
Well, if you finish it, you get the exclusive skin, and everybody already knows that it's going to be the Sub Zero from the end of the story with the robes and the white eyes
Oh,
and
nice.
shit.
Sick.
I'm hyped, bro. I've been waiting. But yeah, we also now know because of that leaked release schedule that the next character we'll actually be getting could either come out this time next month or this time in January. And that's going to be Peacemaker, which
John
I'm
Cena.
actually
Yeah.
excited
I
about.
think it's gonna be a fun
Like,
character.
yeah, I'm
No, yeah.
actually really excited for it.
I think they're making a good move not dropping Homelander and Omni Man right next to each other because I know they said like their fighting styles are
Right,
going to be
yeah.
completely different, but as characters themselves,
They're
they are
similar.
fairly similar.
I
Yeah,
The
really
it makes
thought
biggest thing
about
is
it.
that Homelander's not as strong as Omni Man, and Omni Man does not have laser vision.
Well, I really thought about it, and it's like Omni Man is basically the basics of Superman. He's extremely durable, extremely strong, and he can fly. Homelander has like banshee screams, like
He's got all the.
laser eyes.
If it could be boiled
Yeah.
down into like game mechanics, like Omni Man is the warrior version of Superman, and Homelander is the mage version of Superman.
And I already know one of his fatalities is going to be the Stillwell thing where he just like grabs your head and then lasers slowly through your skull and shit.
Definitely.
No,
Oh, I'm
yeah, I
so
think one of
excited.
them. I honestly think one of them's gonna be when he like threw that dude up into the sky, and like then he's gonna like. I think they're gonna go a little Johnny Cage with his character because I feel like they're gonna make him deal with the paparazzi a lot in his little scenes.
Yeah, his
I feel
his
like once they were
outros will
throwing
be
him up and then
sick.
like addressing the paparazzi, like I think it was the
True.
first episode, maybe or the second
Well, if
of
you
the whole
think
series,
back
and then they just
to
drop.
Yeah.
MK11, what they were able to do with RoboCop, like one
Yeah,
of RoboCop's coolest outros was literally like breaking news and a news thing popped up and it showed you walking after the fight. And they were like, RoboCop, what do you say to the public? And he was like, crime doesn't pay. And he walked.
Robo, any comment? Crime does not pay.
Like they can
Yeah,
do
that's
that
great.
with Homelander, where they're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah, that would be
Homelander's
cool.
here as his outro," and he's like,
No,
"Get the
yeah.
fuck away from me!"
But to
Like
get
that
back
should
to
be
my
awesome.
original point too,
But Peacemaker,
Peacemaker just
yeah,
has so much stuff that he can do, and he's such a vitally different character from Homelander and Omni Man that I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
they're gonna incorporate the gun and the fact that his helmet can explode and shit. He's gonna
Yeah,
have
of
a lot of
course.
cool helmet
Ooh.
moves.
Like I feel like, and it's gonna be John Cena Peacemaker, like from the TV show.
Well, yeah,
So
so
a
we got
lot of the stuff that
lucky.
he does, he'll probably have his eagle help him out.
It's eagerly, yeah. It's noticeably like a thing that Anthony Starr is kind of a jokester. He can be a dick in real life, but I think we were blessed that we got J.K. Simmons, I think, to do Omni Man.
He did,
And
yeah.
after hearing somebody ask on Twitter, they asked Anthony Starr if he's voicing Omni Man for this, and he said
You
no.
mean Homelander, but no.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said
Homelander. And
no.
he said no, which is kind of sketchy because it's like if they're going to use his likeness but have someone do the voice, they can do that with John Cena too and just not have John Cena be Peacemaker. They'll just use
Yeah,
his face,
I'm sure it'll
but I
which
don't
would
know though, because
suck.
John Cena is like one of those like I like John Cena. I feel like he's a
Yeah.
good guy, and like I feel like he likes doing voice acting and getting into
I
this
feel
whole
like he would want to do it.
Yeah, there could
world.
be tons of reasons why they like couldn't get
Yeah, that's
Homelander.
true.
So
I
like
mean, once you start
anything
getting
could
into like contracts with other companies and stuff, and who owns the
yeah.
rights and all that
Their
stuff, 'cause
time
that
and
is
stuff.
HBO.
They might not have had time to
Yeah.
do it and shit. So
Well, it's like with Omni Man, they were able to bring in all this cool gear and color options, and I didn't even know all the relevancy of his color schemes until I watched a video on it, and it's really fucking interesting. But now I realize they can do the same with like Homelander and Peacemaker. Like Peacemaker could have a Superman inspired suit or a Batman inspired suit where it's just the color schemes and shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like they could pull that off, and I would be like, yo, this character smacks. And now I started thinking, like, damn, they're gonna go crazy with Homelander. Like
no,
they're
yeah, I
gonna add
really
like
hope that
There's
they
gonna be
give
blood
us
really
splattered
cool
Black
Homelander
Noir
and
too.
shit. Yeah, they could do a
Because
crazy
I mean,
Black
Black
Noir
Noir is a fucking
spin.
yeah.
clone, dude.
Yeah, in the show they decided not to do
Spoiler.
that, so I
Yeah,
think they're gonna
Oh,
stick.
that's true. In the show, it isn't like in the
Yeah,
comic books though. And
it is.
NetherRealms does their research, so
that's the
So
thing.
we'll
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
they could do a comic book version of Homelander, but I think we already know they're gonna do the one from the show because he's got
oh
the
yeah,
face
100%.
and
That's
shit.
gonna be the main thing.
But I think that's what everyone's waiting on. Like aside from Takeda, not really pumped about Quan Chi. I
Takeda
like
was
Quan
sick
Chi.
though.
He'll have cool
Yeah, I
gear,
mean, but
but
Quan Chi should have already been in there.
Quan Chi
Same
should
as
have
yeah.
already been in
fucking.
it. I mean, you fight him in the
Well, we
story.
got Shao Kahn already, or not Shao
Did
Kahn.
you also see that the new email that leaked with these release dates clarified that the cameo is not Johnny Cage, it's Janet Cage, the chick version from the end of story
Oh,
mode.
Uh,
that's cool.
So I was like, that's interesting. Like, I hope she's cool,
Oh,
Janet Cage. Yeah, but I think Mortal Kombat is due to lack of content in the game, they're going to stretch these releases out as far as they can, and it's going to be
yeah,
excruciating.
yeah.
But
Hopefully, we
we
get
just,
some more content or
no,
something.
yeah.
But it
yeah,
is
Hey,
we
still
have to
fun
at
for
least
wait.
it
now.
gives me time to see if I can ever finally finish Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's the
God.
same.
hardest
Yeah,
challenge of
good
the
luck.
year.
Yeah. And that's going to lead us into our last two topics of the night, which we're going to start with one that's kind of stirring up a lot of controversy right now. And I'm going to be honest, I completely get it. And that's going to be The Last of Us 2
Oh
remaster,
yeah, yeah, they're
which
dirty for that
I
to
knew it
begin with.
was a thing, but it's
I
like,
knew it was going to be a thing. I
why?
was really just hoping that they would do a free PS5 upgrade because so many games have
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
And it
Yeah.
seems like the biggest takeaway from what they're doing is the same big takeaway from the first remaster, where it's like, yeah, we're up in the mechanics and stuff, but now you can change Ellie and Joel's costumes.
and it's
Isn't
like,
that
yeah, but
cool? And it's
you're gonna
like,
charge me full
Isn't that worth
price
another $60?
yeah, like
for a game that I just bought
that still
Oh,
looks
true. I haven't
great
even.
on the
that
PS5.
still looks amazing.
What the fuck, dude? Why? And yeah, it's one of those like you could have been working on anything at all. But again, you've got Last of Us 1, Last of Us 1 HD remaster, Last of Us remastered, The Last of Us 2. Now we're going to have The Last of Us 2
Don't forget The
remastered.
Last of Us Part
Like,
1 for the
yeah,
PS5.
The Last of Us Part 1.
Part
Then it's
1,
like,
which I
bro,
still haven't gotten, but I
what
do
can
want
you
it.
add into The Last of Us 2? I understand going back a game and bringing the new mechanics to the old
Yeah,
game.
I mean, it kind of made sense for
You're gonna
Last of
bring
Us
the
1.
old mechanics to the new game? Like, I don't understand it.
Like,
Y'all have
but
less
yeah, but like,
accessible.
The
you can't-
downgrade, dude. The
Like, what the
PS2 down demake.
yeah,
yeah,
and
but
I
it's just a
really wish it was just
demaster.
a free upgrade for. Maybe it is going to be a free upgrade. Maybe they're going to pull the wool over our eyes.
I
Be like,
swear,
yeah, we announced this, and it's going to be free when it
I'm
actually
almost
drops.
positive. I'm almost
But
positive they said it'll be $10 for the PS5. Which, I mean, that's fine,
That's
but I
fine.
still would rather pay nothing because the game just came out 3 years ago. Like, what is the point? You're
like
not remastering
there are
shit.
games currently dropping that can't even hold a candle to
Yeah,
Last of Us Part 2.
yeah. And like,
Literally,
I
all
don't
you need to
know.
do is give that game 60 frames per second and port it over to PS5. That's all you need to do.
That's one of
Fair.
those big, like, is Naughty Dog turning into Rockstar where they're milking the tit out of their most
And
successful
yeah.
title? That's
It's
so
a trend
annoying.
that needs to stop.
Yeah. Like, I'm genuinely curious. What can you bring to the remaster to
No, yeah,
make
and I
it
mean, if they're gonna
better?
be like, if
Like,
you own the PS4
fuck
copy, then you can
costumes.
buy the PS5 version for $10, and it's like, cool. So you're charging me $10 for a cosmetic DLC.
Yeah. To be able to wear
Which
a
is kind of
bunch
a
of
standard
costumes.
price right now, which is too much. But at least that is kind of standard.
Which is just stupid things too. Like, it's things like,
And then you didn't even bring
oh,
in Dina. Like,
we
come on.
have a Ghost of Tsushima shirt. We have a Jack and Daxter. We have a Sopranos shirt. Isn't that cool? And it's
Now,
like,
Ghost of
I don't give a
Tsushima
fuck.
got really
Like,
complicated because, like, you could get the PS5 version for free, but then, like, there was also an expansion. So if you,
The
like, didn't have
director's
the
cut.
expansion, it was hard. You, like, had to buy that still.
the director's cut came with the DLC,
And then the director's
I think,
cut
which
dropped.
was fire.
And they're like, oh, also director's cut comes with PlayStation Online. So it kind of like smoothed everything over. But they're
Yo,
almost hot
the
water
last
there
time I
too.
played it, was the first time I have finished it. I went to every single icon. I
Oh,
did
damn.
every single mission, had all the swords, all the costumes. Like,
Bro,
I
how had you
love
not
that
done
shit.
that?
I love
We
that
we
game.
played games differently. I did it. I did
Yeah.
everything the first time. I haven't replayed it yet.
No, fuck that. The last time I did
Meticulous.
Spider-Man, I did the do which you unlock like side missions. I'd be like, oh, here we go. So by the time I beat Harry, I was at like 99%. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, same.
nice.
Like,
Okay,
No,
this
yeah.
is cool.
That's how I do
I
every game.
platinumed Spider-Man in 4 days.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that platinum was. I mean, that was an easy platinum.
It
You
was
didn't
very
really
easy
have
to
to do
get.
much side
Which
stuff.
actually, there was a stretch this year. Y'all remember where I went on a whole Last of Us. I played the first one, then I played the second
Honestly,
one,
I
then I went
should
back to
probably
the
do
first
that
one. Like,
again.
Same.
I
need to
have
buy the
I
first
have
one
part
though.
1. I can
Yeah, I
do
need
that.
to buy part one.
it was
before
after
I
the
do that.
show finished. I was inspired to buy
Right,
part
yeah.
one and replay it. But yeah, I don't see the necessity for a Last
Man,
of Us
I don't
2
condone charging
remaster.
me for a game that just came out so I can
Yeah.
play it
Now,
in 60 frames with
if
different
they
assets.
announce it and they're like there's also like side stuff that like cut
Yeah,
content
there's
from the
like cut
game that we
content.
added. There's like a
And for 10
DLC we
bucks,
never
There's a full
released.
sex
Like
scene between Ellie and Dina.
that was fire. There was the start of one already, so they
Justice
would
said,
just
I'm
have to
paying
not
full
pan
price
away
now.
essentially.
Yeah.
But
It's like, and
yeah,
this time you get to see Abby's titties for even longer.
bro, it's like
Her buff titties.
I'm not paying $10 for that, bro. Yeah,
What?
that's
Well,
another thing.
Y'all don't
And
like Abby?
yeah,
it's got a lot of people riled up because luckily everyone's like in the same boat of like it's a fresh game, no need to remaster. There's nothing you can do to upbring a perfect story in a perfect game. Just leave it alone. And
Yeah.
of course, Naughty Dog is like, no,
Well, no,
it's coming.
yeah.
It's
we're
like
gonna make money off of it. I mean, how
so
can we?
stupid.
Well, so get excited for that or not.
Yeah,
Like
or
the rest
not.
of us.
They're rebooting everything, they're remaking and remastering, but this is one reboot that I actually found quite interesting. It released on Netflix not too long ago, and they decided to do Scott Pilgrim. And it's called
Oh
Scott
yeah,
Pilgrim
dude.
Takes Off. It has a really cool premise because it
Need to check it
starts,
out.
I won't spoil anything for you, but it starts and it follows a lot of the movie and the manga's plot.
Nice.
And the whole point of the show after the first episode is what would it have been like if the first Evil X, Matthew Patel, beat the shit out of Scott and killed him. And so the whole show is like, what did they do afterwards? Like, what happens to the characters? Is Scott really dead? Like, it's
Nice.
mainly Ramona's the main character. So it's got
Okay,
this
sick.
weird feel that the movie didn't. Like, the movie
Yeah.
was so openly goofy and silly, but this is more like an actual anime. There
Oh,
are
okay,
scenes
nice.
where there's no background music and they're just casually talking and they might say a funny line that you're like,
Yeah.
nice. But it's essentially a full on anime. And it's got people a little, some people can't get used to it after the first episode. I binged the whole show in like a day.
Word.
It was so, and they brought back the entire cast, every single character that you can think of from the movie. They found that person and was like, "You're
That's
you're
dope.
doing this."
So what you're telling me
I'll have to check
is
it
that
out.
it's not Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Nah, it's more of a cartoon, but
Nah,
it's like
yeah.
an adult style cartoon, but it has like a full Japanese anime intro. Like it's really cool. I like the aesthetic of it. But it was something they decided was like, what if Scott lost? And it's like it
Right. That
creates
is
these
that is
That's cool.
whole chain of events for all the characters involved.
they're going
And
like Marvel.
I
What if
love
on
it.
them?
Yeah, I love it.
What if?
It's crazy.
What if Spider-Man No Way Home flopped?
Bruh. We would be in a
All right.
different world right now. People would hate Miles. Like there would be no Miles followers right now. Which I mean, after what Spider-Man 2 did, I think that's happening currently. There's a lot of
Bruh.
people that say the Miles Morales original suit was fucking garbage. And I'm
It
seeing it
was, dude.
everywhere.
It's like I feel like that is like the perfect representation of like what older white people think is cool.
It was an Adidas ad, bro. That's all. He had the Adidas
They weren't
leggings
even
with
good
the tennis
Adidas.
shoes. They
They
were
weren't
all
even
Adidas
good
brand.
Adidas.
His
No, now
leggings and shoes, they sell right now on Adidas website.
his original Adidas, the black and red ones, the skate shoes, those are
Yeah.
nice. Those are fire.
Yeah.
Those Adidas are garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were
It's like
thinking with
it's
those.
They were
like
thinking
that
money.
outfit is like the visual version
Money.
of the beat that he made in his game.
I
The
I
and
didn't
they was
know
like make a
people.
beat from the sounds of
I
New
didn't
York, and
know
it's like
people
what
were
are you
so pressed about the whack ass Prowler beat from the end of Miles
Oh
Morales.
yeah.
Boom, boom. Everybody hates that shit. That meme I found
That meme
today
was good.
was so funny. He talking about,
I mean, yeah,
oh
that beat was
hell, and
not
having
Oh yeah,
fantastic or
I've got this
PTSD.
anything.
mixing app on my phone.
Oh
No,
hell,
Oh,
got
no.
PTSD from Miles,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
And like that just goes to show like they didn't actually get that's the thing too in like Miles' story he is like oh yeah I want to be an audio designer like a sound designer I want to
Back
go to
down, bro.
school
You ain't got it.
for sound design but then I feel like they didn't get the opinion of a young person going to school for sound design.
It's goofy, yeah.
True.
Bro.
They try to do it themselves and it's like yeah that's great and it's like no it's not.
You mean they couldn't
Homie,
find a young kid going to school for sound design who was also a superhero on the side?
yeah,
No,
that's
they can just get the opinion of anybody who's doing
Superhero.
good in a sound design program
they gave him that Mickey Mouse
or a
ass
sound
beat
designer.
for the end
Hell,
of the game. But yeah, we're getting too sidetracked on different
But yeah,
things.
and
Yeah,
then
Scott Pilgrim.
the twists, man, the twists coming down looking like a second grader. Like
Miles, what the hell are you
no
wearing?
adults
Take
does
that
that
whack shit off, bro.
to their hair.
I love that
but
meme.
yeah, Scott Pilgrim sounds sick.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Which it's cool because again, Scott Pilgrim's one of them shows already that when the last episode's credits were rolling, I was like, huh, I hope they do a season 2. It's like if you're a fan of
I'm
Scott
sure.
Pilgrim, you remember that movie Scott Pilgrim, you'll probably end up liking this show because it has a really nice feel and it's nice seeing everyone return. Brandon Routh is Todd the Vegan again. Chris Evans is Lucas Lee. Like they found everybody. And I mean, if you like anime, which I know some people do and some people don't, you might like it. It's got a weird animation. They made Ramona weirdly like cute, which is hard to explain. You'll have to just see the show to understand what I'm talking about.
dude,
But it
Tell us
doesn't
if Ramona's
help.
cute in the comments.
It doesn't help that it's still Mary Elizabeth Winstead and you can still picture her face. So I mean, hey, it's a great show. If you are into it, check it out. I know you guys literally have to fucking watch it. I'll be
We
upset
will.
if y'all don't watch it.
I'll
It's
ignore
short.
it for a
It's
couple
10
years and get
episodes,
an
like
unhinged
20
binge.
minutes an episode. It's not bad at all. It may be an hour. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. We covered a lot of crazy shit
Yeah.
and it's weird, but this year is almost over.
I know, yeah. The next
Almost,
one will
dude.
be our Christmas special.
Almost. And next year
We'll
we'll be
Yeah.
make it
going to
happen.
get in that Fallout series.
Yeah, we'll be getting a
Oh,
Fallout
yeah, true.
series and we'll be covering that. Like Rhett said, I think we may have a couple more. We may have an episode or two before the Christmas special drops.
Fair.
But we got the Christmas special coming up. Then I guess we were still gonna probably do the best of 2023, where we just
And
talk
we
about
are going to
everything we
probably cover
liked.
the actual game.
True, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
talk about the Game Awards.
we'll talk
then and
about
stuff.
that. Yeah, we'll mix up some stuff. We'll come up with some ideas, and yeah, we're slowly closing out 2023, guys, and still doing this. We've been at it
Yeah.
for almost 2
Well,
years.
we took quite a break, but
Yeah.
we're back, baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, our schedule permits, so our uploads
Yeah.
are pretty sporadic. So thank you to everybody who still watches and subscribes. That's awesome. But we're gonna get out of here. So
See you guys in
until
the
next
next one.
time, see you guys later.
Deuces.